It's on the louder side.
Welcome back to another episode of the...
It is pretty hot. It's distorting a little bit.
And the Entrepreneurial Family Man podcast with Chris Niemeyer. Oh, we're just four guys who are crazy, by the way. Is this too loud?
All right. If I stand back here and talk, is it any better?
Sounds great right there.
Welcome back to another episode of the Entrepreneurial Family Man podcast. I am Chris Niemeyer, here with my good friends, Jamie Slingerland and Michael McGreevy. Chris McCluskey, we miss you, man. Busy this week, got some stuff going on, but this is just part of the EFM life that we all get to lead. We are four guys, crazy about our wives. We love our kids, and we want to kill it in business. And this podcast is that safe place to talk about these important domains of business, marriage, fatherhood, where they all intersect, how they cause tension sometimes, and where we need to grow as men. And this week, we want to talk about 3 benefits of being in a mastermind. A mastermind is something that we are definitely involved in on many levels, have been for years, enjoy the benefits, and just want to explore those together this week. All right, so let me just turn over a question here first, because if you're listening, maybe you don't even know, what is a mastermind? Who wants to answer that question before we get into the 3 benefits?
You know, when I was little, I used to go to my grandma's house, and she had this game called Mastermind. Do you guys remember that one?
I do remember that one.
Yeah,
it's nothing like what we're talking about.
Sorry, what was your question again? Oh, you want to know about the game, the Mastermind game, right?
Oh, what's a mastermind? So it's a fancy way of saying that you get together on a regular basis with another group of people who mutually inspire and elevate your thinking, your growth in business. Sometimes it could be around family, marriage. It could be on any subject, but you gather regularly with people who elevate your life, really, and help you reach your goals.
That's better than the mastermind game definition that Jamie gave. I like your definition there, Michael. I've also heard it said, too, that a mastermind can be like your personal board of directors for your life. And, you delved into the more details of what it can do for you. But yeah, I like that this is like a group of people who they get you, they sing from the same songbook, if you will. They want to help each other elevate areas of their life, become accountable to their business goals, their marriage and fatherhood goals. It's all those areas that we want to grow in. And it's hard to do it alone. So many times as guys, we tend to isolate ourselves. And so we just want to talk about today the benefits of a mastermind, what we've gleaned from that, what we've seen in guys that we've led through masterminds before. So these 3 benefits of being in a mastermind, I want to explore this first one. The first benefit of finding the others. Jamie, you brought this up, that Seth Godin has this thing about finding the others. Can you explain that a little bit?
Who are people that are similar to you, that want the same things, that have the same values? What's going on, guys?
Nothing. Sometimes something strikes me funny and I can't explain it.
Get the giggles.
I don't know. What was the question again, Nehemiah?
Finding the others.
Yeah. So finding the others. I mean, you can go down to the Cracker Barrel and just start talking to people, or you can try to find the people that have the same specific needs, wants, and desires as you. It's really hard to find people that are going after the same sorts of lifestyle, the same sorts of business, the same sort of family. And so there's something special when you find people that you don't have to explain what you want, because they're going after the same thing. I mean, that's why some of the friendships that we had in high school or college seem to evolve and change. Our lives kind of move in different directions. It's really a challenge sometimes to find people that are the others, quote unquote. To get touchy-feely here, that's what I have with you guys.
Well, that's a good point, actually, Jamie, because it is a little bit different the way we view EFM views masterminds versus a lot of other folks, because that word gets tossed around all the time. And sometimes people have a coaching group where they're trying to learn a specific skill, like funnel hacking or something like that. And everybody wants to learn funnel hacking, and there's one person teaching about that, and that whole group is learning together. Sometimes that's called the mastermind. What's that, Jim?
Like a basket weaving or a writer's mastermind or like scale your business mastermind.
Exactly.
Not a mastermind.
That is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about like the whole picture of life, especially with what we're doing at EFM. It's about our marriages, our kids, and our business. There's really nothing off the table when it comes to doing life together in a mastermind. It's not just about how to solve one problem or how to grow one type of business.
But I do like that point that you guys are both making here about a true mastermind is not one that's so topical, so just focused on one leader leading the topics. He's not even accountable to the group. It's just him teaching or preaching his version of whatever the topic of the day might be. A true mastermind is where you get to link arms, find out what's going on in each other's lives, get everything out there. I mean, I'm looking at our group. Sure, we've talked about business. We've talked about sex, money, religion, like all those things, right? I mean, this is life. Like it's the nitty gritty stuff of life that happens when you find the others who are singing from the same songbook of life, and you get to bounce ideas off each other and resonate with what's going on in someone else's life and help lift each other up. So it's an important point of a true mastermind.
I want to go after life. And that's the thing that's shared, I think, when you say people with the same type of beliefs. And yeah, speaking of belief, isn't that a big part of being a mastermind too, is having your belief elevated and expanded by being around people who have a different view? Man, my thinking has been blown apart by being in masterminds. Like thinking just like, wow, I never thought it was possible to do life that way or to think about my business in that way. So that's been a huge benefit for me, is how my belief has been elevated.
I love that you just hit on point number 2, benefit number 2, elevating your belief. Because that's so true. That's a key point. I'm even thinking of when I got a call from Jamie years ago to join Dan Miller's mastermind with him. And that's where I met you, Michael, and met Chris. Was, I had isolated myself for the previous 8 or so years as a entrepreneur, just kind of growing. And I was part of some little local groups here and there, but nothing that was really like fully focused on the person himself, right? And getting into that group, like you guys just helped me explore and like expand my world of like learning from a doctor and a lawyer and an online marketer and all these different areas of business that can overlap, but also talking about our belief structure and how we can grow. That was frankly new to me at the time. And it was an area where I'm like, wow, this is encouraging. This is exciting. I want to learn more about this. I started reading a lot more personal and professional development around it. So it's just an area where I think, again, you expand your world by being part of a mastermind.
If you think about the body of Christ, where everybody has a gift and it's a beautiful potluck where you're having a party and everybody brings something unique.
Sevens love potlucks.
Totally, absolutely. Here's the thing. You get to experience something at a potluck that you would never have by yourself. I know it's so much easier for us to see the potential in other people sometimes. And when you get together and everybody's bringing their giftedness, you can really draw out the best in each other because we see things in each other and potentials and ideas and creativity, talent that sometimes we can't see in ourselves. And we can just speak life into each other and encourage somebody when they have a little idea like, hey, I'm thinking about doing that. It's like, you're cut out for this. You were made for this. That benefit of belief, I think encouragement would also be a big part of that. We all need encouragement to kind of nurture our belief. And that's what happens when I get together with you guys. Sometimes I'm afraid that I don't have what it takes to do some kind of big dream that I have. And then I just hear a bunch of the people that I really trust say, are you kidding me? Like, you were made for this. That confidence is what I need to actually achieve that big dream.
Yeah, that's such a strong point, Jamie. Bringing up an idea like that to, your everyday friends, like maybe your friends from high school or even college friends or people that maybe you're not on the same page with that mindset. What happens to an idea when you bring something like that up? I mean, for me, it's been, people look back at me like I have 3 heads or something. Like, what are you talking about? You're going to try to build a new business. Oh, that's good for you. So how about those Buffalo Bills, huh? And
right.
And so
we were
without
all
that,
about the Buffalo Bills until last weekend, Michael.
yeah, I know. It ain't over yet. But my point is, like, if I don't have a place to have those ideas encouraged, like you said, Jamie, like pulled out of me more, and even maybe have some resources offered or some ideas on how to move it forward. Wow, what a difference between an idea falling flat and that being encouraged and drawn out of me. That's been a huge benefit of masterminds I've been in.
Yeah, and along with that benefit, Michael, is that when you got people that are truly in your corner and that want to help you move your agenda forward, that's huge. And then when people are for you, there's a certain level of safety where we'll share some things that maybe we're even afraid to share with ourselves. I think that's where we can punch fear in the face. What does Andy Storch say? Starve your fears. We can't starve our fears if we're not in a safe environment. And that's
like
what you were
potluck.
talking about. Yeah. A potluck is a safe environment to try new chilies and everything like that. And we should be trying new ideas and new fears.
You should not starve at a potluck. It's a great point, Jamie, because you also said something there about helping move your agenda forward, helping move other people's agenda forward. But that really brings us to the third benefit of scheduled accountability. Because as you are doing life with this same group of the others, right? The like-minded people, you're elevating each other's beliefs, expanding each other's worlds. It's a safe place, like you just talked about, to help each other along in your goals and your ambitions and the projects or whatever you have in front of you. And so really a mastermind is meeting regularly, whether that's weekly or a couple times a month. It's scheduled accountability. You're showing up, coming to the group with whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're dealing with in life. I'm just impacted, even just this past week. We won't name names here, but we just had a great time with one of our guys in our group who just admitted some stuff, was like, man, I just need some help in this area. And he got coached around it right there in the group. It benefited everyone else. He came away with like 3 exact things he wanted to do. And he's followed up on that. He's doing it. So he just appreciated the accountability that was within that context, again, of that safe place that you mentioned.
Yeah, I think that's probably maybe even the biggest benefit. I hear people all the time say, I want to invest in myself. How do I do that? Do I hire a coach? Do I do this or that? If you're in a mastermind group, you just have a place to plug in that is scheduled and transformation happens. So, I mean, with you guys, I know 2020, there's already meetings that are scheduled that I'm going to be sharing on what I'm going after. I'm going to be investing in you guys. You're going to be investing in me. I think that's something very uncommon for men to have. We have a harder time building rapport and trust than women do naturally. And so for a bunch of guys to get together, a scheduled call, and to go deep talking about really what we want to help each other accomplish, how we're going to do it, encourage each other up, have some tough love sometimes when we're struggling and we need somebody to speak into our life that's trusted. So I think that's a real blessing and a benefit that a mastermind can do for people, because I hear it, like I said, all the time. Like, how do I invest in myself like you guys are doing? And joining a group solves a lot of those problems.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's scheduled is huge too, because the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? And our personal growth is not necessarily a squeaky wheel. We have to think about it, and we'll do that after all of our tasks are taken care of usually. I know that it's that way for me. But if I have that weekly meeting coming up where I know that the other guys there are expecting me to be there, they're expecting me to contribute, they're expecting me to be real about what's going on in my life, like, I have to show up ready to be engaged and ready to grow.
You know, Covey's got that quadrant with
Yes.
urgent and important and not important. But those things in our life that are important but not urgent, if you work for a company and you're an executive, you have regular team meetings and the president of the company keeps sharing the vision of like what we're moving forward to. As entrepreneurs, sometimes we just wake up Monday morning, grab our coffee, give our wife a kiss, go in our office and start working. When we're slipping, there might be nobody else to talk to if we don't have a mastermind group. It's hard to talk to yourself a lot of times, at least for me.
I really don't see that as a challenge for you, but it's okay.
Well, I talk a lot with you guys. When I'm by myself, I don't talk to myself.
Yeah, I don't get the feedback I want when I talk to myself. But there's another little piece to this too. You talked about that dynamic of I have to be there. And for me personally, a financial investment has dialed me into wanting to be there and wanting to get the most out of the group. And I think that's why, you know, the church group meeting type of scenario hasn't been as engaging for me, just because, did I say something wrong? Yeah. Just because, like, if I don't do my homework for that, big deal. Like, it's, everybody loves everybody. This is a church group. We're all just, we're going to come together, and there's value in those meetings for sure. But this dials the engagement and the buy-in and the connection even deeper, because I'm investing money in this. I want to get the most out of this, and people are counting on me and expecting me to bring something to the table as well. And that's why I've found value in paying for groups, just because of that dynamic.
Yeah, that's another valid point of why a mastermind is important, is you are intentionally investing in your personal growth. I mean, you're putting money in there every month to make this thing happen, to show up, like you both said, to make sure that you are engaged, you're doing the work. So what about you? You know, today we have talked about these 3 benefits of being in a mastermind. Number 1, finding the others, right? Finding your like-minded tribe of guys that resonate with what's important to you. The second benefit, elevating your belief, right? Really expanding your view, expanding your world and what matters to you. And then thirdly, scheduled accountability, intentionally investing in yourself, wanting to be that better husband, that more engaged father, and still kill it in business. And we just have to say, if this resonates with you, we don't advertise, we don't promote the EFM mastermind that we have. It's kind of a closed group, but this is an area where if this resonates with you, if you know that as a man, 2020 is approaching, you want to get better in all areas of your life. You're done posing. You really want to level up your game in all these areas. Feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to have a conversation, talk through this. Jim Rohn has that famous quote, right? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are you doing life with that's elevating you?